People pleasing by definition is the strong urge to do for other people at the expense of your own needs. Hi, I'm Ariel, aka Dr. A. I'm a licensed professional counselor and I specialize in trauma, depression, and anxiety. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It is not your job to make somebody else comfortable when it makes you uncomfortable. You also have not liked everybody who's ever come across your life. Do not expect everybody to like you. With people pleasing, you're willing to meet the needs of others without even considering the boundaries that you may or may not have created for yourself. You've not even stopped and asked yourself, am I comfortable doing this? Or maybe you have and you just completely went against it. There's a lot of different reasons for people pleasing behaviors, but I'll go over a few. One can be a trauma response. Maybe you grew up and you weren't allowed to do anything but be obedient, not have your own mind, not be able to say no without consequence. So now you've grown up to do this behavior called fawning. Fawning means settling conflicts with the hopes of maintaining the approval of other people, even if you know you're in the right. Another reason some people have people-pleasing behaviors is because they have low self-esteem. I want to be clear though, not everybody who is a people pleaser has low self-esteem. This is just some of the things that can be the reasons. If you do have low self-esteem, you don't really have any rules or boundaries of how people treat you. It's easy to let people take advantage of you always saying yes or not sticking up for yourself. It's important to note that all of these dynamics aren't the same. Sometimes we have a people-pleasing behavior and a people-pleasing relationship that's completely unintentional. That's just how the relationship grew, and it's not necessarily known any differently between the two parties because there's a role to play. But there's also situations where somebody is full aware that you are a people pleaser and they are taking advantage of you. Sometimes it is just a situation where you're used to saying yes and that's how you've met people. And so they know that you typically say yes to everything, but they're not asking of you all the time. And then, like I said before, there are those people who very much know that you will say yes all the time and they are asking, taking from you, and you feel burnt out with that person, but you can't say no. Another reason why people have people-pleasing behavior is because they are perfectionists. You hold a standard for yourself that is perfect. Not good, not great, perfect. And when you're not meeting that threshold of whatever that looks like for you, you start to apologize. And it might not have even been an issue for anybody but you. You're apologizing for a flaw that isn't even a flaw. It's just not perfect. Another reason why people may have people-pleasing behaviors are because of past experiences with people that they cared about. Maybe somebody that they cared about said something or behaved in a way when they did something that they didn't like. And now it has completely shifted their mindset on specific things. So they move more to an extreme of something of, I'm never going to do that, or I'm always going to say yes to that because this person that I care about criticized it. So what are some ways that we can fix the fixer? Start establishing small boundaries and work your way up from there. It can be boundaries within yourself, small, and then grow them before you start adding them with other people or having those conversations about the boundaries you want to start to create with other people. Another thing is start acknowledging where you feel like you've grown at the end of the week versus where you feel like you still need to keep going at the end of the week. We as people are really good at talking about things that we need to improve on, but I really need you to focus on things that you feel like you have improved on because you already do enough of what can I improve on? What have you improved on? Where do you feel good about the growth that you've had? You need to do that on a weekly basis, and then you can start to expand it as you feel more comfortable and confident in doing that. Another thing is start by saying no to things that you feel indifferent about. Don't immediately start saying no to these large things that you're not used to saying no to, because what we don't want to happen is for you to have this huge amount of guilt or put yourself in an anxiety attack. Go at your own pace and start with indifference and work yourself up. And if that feels like too much, ask about times. Typically, when somebody is asking something of you, it is not immediate. You have time to think about it, you have time to decide when you're going to do it, and you have time to decide how you're going to do it. You also have an option to respectfully refuse. If someone is asking something of you with immediacy, they have not considered your time, and you do have the right and entitlement to refuse. and to communicate that you work better with a timeline versus immediacy of a request. And the last thing is help when and how you can. It's okay to say when you can help with something and how much you're willing to do with help with something. It doesn't always have to be the full thing that's being asked of if that's not something that you can give or willing to give. And if that's not good enough for the other person, they already had it in their mind that you were going to do something wholeheartedly and the expectation of you saying yes. Remember that there is a difference between expectation and appreciation. Is somebody appreciative of your time and your willingness to be able to say yes or no? Or did they just fully expect you to say yes, no questions asked? Ask yourself that. I hope these were some good tips to help you fix the fixer being yourself. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. As always, I look forward to these therapy conversations with you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.